I'm Jack Tomczak. That's Andrew Lee.
It's cold. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And that's Lump.
Hello.
It was 11 below when I woke up this morning.
Yeah, I had a hard time starting my
Life.
self
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to put on a jacket inside the house.
That's not what you normally do. Where do you keep your jacket?
Well, I mean, I had to wear it while I was in the house, filling the news bag, doing my morning routine. It's it's cold enough in here that I need to put on a jacket.
Yeah. But not pants at work.
No,
You'd think the same day you would bundle up inside your home, you would have worn pants.
I wore
to your
pants.
job.
Well, I wore pants on the way here. I took them off when I got here. It's warm in here.
What?
It's not even, though. It's not that warm
It's
in here.
warm enough.
It's pretty cold.
But indoor work pants aren't necessarily for warmth.
Look, today is a company holiday. There's barely anybody here. The office is pretty empty. I can go around without pants if I want.
But on the busy days, you've said, everybody's here. Now's the time. Look what I got downstairs, everybody.
There's always justification for not wearing pants. Always.
You just, you want what you want because you want it.
That's right.
Oh, right. How's everybody's weekend? Apart from it being freezing?
My
Less
weekend
than freezing?
was fantastic. I spent Saturday down in Mankato. For those listeners that might not be aware, I do a podcast called the Minnesota Beer Cast, where we talk about the craft beer scene here in Minnesota.
How could we forget?
And
Slur through it.
we stumble our way through it.
Beer's good.
And a friend of the show, Chopped Liver Productions, was putting on the Mankato Craft Beer Expo on Saturday. So me and my co-host Schmitty went down there and recorded a couple of episodes, about 6 or 7 interviews, 2 episodes worth of content while we were down there. It was a really fun event. They do a great job putting those on, and they get just a top-notch lineup of not just Minnesota beers, but a lot of out-of-state beers as well.
Miller Lite, Bud Light.
I didn't see them.
Natty Light.
Didn't see those booths. And then after that, I went straight from Mankato up to Acme Comedy Company, where I thought I would see Jack.
You didn't?
That is the impression that I gave you.
Friend of the show, Mike Wilson, was his birthday was over the weekend, and his lovely wife set up a surprise party for him at Acme, where he was roasted. Apparently, I missed that. I got there after that.
Well, that's you've been there on time.
I got there as soon as I could, man. I got there as soon as I could. I was being pulled in many different directions.
Oh, it's that kind of podcast.
But I did get there and got to spend some time with Mike, and friend of the show, Tim Slagle, was there. Lewis, the owner of the comedy club, got to chat with him for a little while and watched that amazing Green Bay Packer playoff game.
Yeah.
Which you left early so you could watch sort of in peace.
Yeah.
And in the comfort of
my own home.
Yeah. Yeah. How'd that work out for you?
Well, I made it to the comfort of my own home. It was great.
And you watched the game?
I did.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I tweeted I ended up tweeting that picture out of my view of the game at the end, just through my fingers.
That was an awesome game. That was a really fun game.
Yeah.
And I know the outcome, I'm sure, wasn't what you were hoping. But, man, what a great game.
Least.
Well,
what a great game. I mean, how many Hail Marys is Aaron Rodgers going to hit in his career?
2.
I bet he was hoping that would be the second.
Well, he did. I mean, he hit it.
Well, and I didn't see the game. I'm assuming he didn't.
No, what happened was,
it was amazing.
End of the fourth quarter, Aaron Rodgers threw and completed a Hail Mary, and the touchdown and the extra point put us into overtime.
Tied the game up.
Tied the game up. It was like, oh, here we go. And
I couldn't believe he hit that. And,
me neither.
And credit more to the receiver.
Every time, every Hail Mary credit goes through. I mean, if you get quarterback, you got it that far.
You were able to put it
within 15 yards of a person.
But when he threw that ball, there was nobody except for some Arizona Cardinals where that ball was going. The camera cut to the end zone right away, and I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, nothing but Cardinals there. And then out of nowhere, here comes this Packer. And just gets right in position, jumps up, and got in front of the defenders and pulled down the pass. And I was like,
That is amazing.
unbelievable.
Yeah, and I'm sure that receiver was thinking, hey, Mr. MVP, how about not by all the bad guys? I was running to the other corner. And then the first play in overtime, Larry Fitzgerald just ran almost to the end zone. Next play, put it in.
Right.
Done.
Done and done.
Which is, that's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. That's football,
Yeah.
right? That's how it goes.
It was quick. The overtime was quick. So there wasn't there wasn't time to get to the edge of your seat. It was like, oh, okay, that's over now.
I stepped away from the bar to go to the restroom, and
Can you do that?
Go on.
I just figure you went right there because you don't want to leave.
Like, overtime's getting ready to start, and I'm like, all right, I got a couple minutes. I go to the restroom, step away from the bar, and I get stuck in a little short conversation on the way back. By the time I got to the bar, it was over. Mm-hmm. They were celebrating. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
What did I miss? Mm-hmm. 2 plays, bam, bam.
Yeah.
I figured I had a little more time than that.
Nope. And am I disappointed? I guess. Am I unhappy? Yes. I wanted my team to win every game, of course. But it's not like the Packers let me down this year. They were not good. They were not great. They were okay.
Well, first half
But
of the
they struggled.
season, they looked like one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah. And then they didn't.
Then the league kind of caught up with them.
Yep. Yeah, I was disappointed
And
months ago.
Injuries and a few other things. Missing Jordy Nelson was huge.
And if you are,
So I would guess that the Packers lived up to expectations.
Yeah.
With the exception of not winning the NFC North.
yeah, apart from
The expectations going into the season had to be winning the NFC North and, being one of the top contenders in the playoffs. And in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Yep, and I saw a lot of our listeners on Twitter last night making fun of, or 2 nights ago, making fun of the fact that the Packers didn't win anything. They didn't get far in the playoffs. They didn't win the NFC North.
Right.
And the Vikings did. And yay. I learned something years ago from a friend. It was Matt Hopia, actually, he was one of the lawyers for the Republican Party in town. And I was bragging. I was poking fun that the Packers had done better than the Vikings 1 year. I don't know what year it was. And he said that the Packers took. I said, well, what place did the Vikings get last year? Mm-hmm. He said the same as everybody else who wasn't the Patriots.
Right.
So unless you win the thing, you're nothing. You're nothing. So who's left?
Arizona and Carolina.
Yesterday. Okay.
Arizona and Carolina are playing at Carolina for the NFC Championship, and New England and Denver in Denver for the AFC Championship. So those are your 4 teams. 2 of those will be playing in the Super Bowl, and as long as one of those teams isn't New England, I will be happy.
Well, I've heard that Bill Belichick has developed a new way of cheating where it's only the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
yeah.
That'll be fun to watch.
If there's ever been a time for this country to rally around
Unite.
one man,
right.
That man being Peyton Manning,
this is it.
This is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
All good, freedom-loving Americans who love their children and want a bright future are Denver Broncos fans this week.
Absolutely.
Yes, we can agree on that.
Indeed. All right, on the show today, it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day at 7 o'clock. Jamar Nelson from the NAACP decided to give him something more than just our friend Jamar. Coming in, Don Allen with Our Black News, and then at the end of that hour, Chris Fields, the deputy chair of the Minnesota Republican Party, coming in as well. We'll talk about Martin Luther King Jr. and what he means, what he meant. And it's going to be, I couldn't decide if it was super pandery to invite the only black people I know in for the show.
Yeah, the 3 that you know.
I invited 5. All 5.
You know 5?
I do. And then, so if that's pandery or what you're supposed to do, or I don't care, but I didn't know.
But it filled a show.
Might be a pandery beehole. And then apparently there was a
Look, if it makes for a good show, it doesn't matter.
Democratic presidential debate last night. If we have time, we will get into that. Andrew, what's the top of the news bag?
A lot of Mark Dayton news. He's insulted by implications that he might not finish his term.
Because we think you're mentally incompetent. Are you insulted now?
He might be. And he would like a lot. He'd like to borrow a lot of money. A lot of money.
Hey, me too. Except I don't want to give it back.
I consider that A, unacceptable, and B, insulting.